and welcome back to another episode of Healthy Her. Today I'm continuing on my quest of trying to dispel a lot of myths of hormone replacement therapy for women. And today we're going to talk about symptoms of testosterone excess. If you haven't listened to our prior podcast about the health benefits of testosterone and all the good things that testosterone can do for women, I suggest you go back and listen to episode number 23 of Testosterone Isn't Just for Bodybuilders, and episodes number 89 and 90 of Should Women Take Testosterone? But just to summarize those for you briefly, testosterone can help with a lot of symptoms for women. It's not just for libido, although I think that testosterone can be actually almost like a magic potion for libido. It can also help with vaginal dryness and orgasm, energy, brain fog, sleep, mood, helping build muscle, which is really important as women are aging. There's also some data on it helping with bones, which can lead to leading to healthier bones as you enter the perimenopause and menopause transition. But today's podcast, we're going to just flip that on its head a little bit, because although testosterone can have all these potential symptom relieving benefits for women, there's also a lot of health benefits of decrease in inflammation. It can help with insulin resistance, like I mentioned, building bone. Sometimes it can help with cholesterol and therefore protective from a cardiovascular standpoint. There's a lot of data in men, mostly of what it does for brain health, but more testosterone is not always better. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, of symptoms of testosterone excess. The first symptoms that women can get, or even men can get, although it's just pretty rare in men, is usually as it relates to the skin and hair, of acne, oily skin, or unwanted hair. Women will first start to notice a little, like, I need to pluck a little bit more. And, I think that's common with women, really just of all ages, of getting some unwanted hairs. But when it gets significant, that's usually the first sign that perhaps maybe you're getting a little bit of too much testosterone. Now, sometimes women might just blow by that side effect because they're noticing all the other health benefits of testosterone. And if you blow by those side effects, then sometimes other side effects can be clitoral swelling, which is always reversible when it's caught early and testosterone doses are decreased. But if somebody blows past that and continues for many, many months or even years, that clitoral enlargement could be permanent. Also, women can start noticing some male pattern hair loss, of losing hair in this area, not just thinning all over. That's where it can start to get confusing with testosterone. And it's not going to happen if you didn't have those other symptoms beforehand. And these are symptoms that I counsel all women in our practice when they're starting testosterone to be on the lookout for. And if you're getting those symptoms of testosterone, it doesn't mean that testosterone is contraindicated for you. It means that you have too much testosterone. And everybody can have different levels of testosterone. And there's a lot of factors that go into what's the right dose for you. That's why it's really important to have your levels checked periodically. Now, there aren't any levels set in stone of what testosterone should be. We have guidelines in our practice of, based on our experience, what we think they should be. But what's more important is what somebody's clinical response is. If somebody exercises a lot and is very active, they can tolerate a lot higher doses of testosterone compared to somebody that's sedentary. Also, somebody that's younger can also tolerate higher doses of testosterone. Also, what your sex hormone binding globulin is, which is a protein that binds to testosterone, which we don't have a lot of control over altering somebody's sex hormone binding globulin. But if somebody's sex hormone binding globulin is higher, they're going to be able to tolerate more testosterone compared to somebody whose sex hormone binding globulin is lower. In our practice, we see people coming from other practices who really have got lots of testosterone, and they may think that they can handle testosterone, but it isn't that they can't handle testosterone. It's just that they've been given too much, and too much is not always better.